Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can draw people. Now in the previous video, we went over how you can draw the face structure and how every person was broken down into basic shapes. Now from this point, I'm going to be drawing the model that you see here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to break it down into basic shapes. We're going to go in, we're going to figure out where the placement of all this stuff is, and then we are going to try to draw the person that we see. So what you're going to need for this, you're going to need a pencil, you're probably going to need an eraser, and of course you're going to need a blank piece of paper. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing that we do, we're going to draw the basic shape. So I'm going to start with the circle for the head. And you always want to look at what you're drawing. So look at what you're drawing. Make sure that you know and you have it mapped out in your head what approximately you're drawing. So the first thing we're going to be looking at, we're going to imagine that there's no hair, okay? And we're just looking at the skull shape. And it starts off with a circular shape right up here that goes down around the cheeks. And this is where we want to try to focus. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is the top of the head, around the cheekbones right here, and we're going to try to focus on the chin. So if we know that cheekbones kind of end right here, that means that the chin's going to be somewhere approximately down this way. So I'm going to kind of curve it down here like this, and curve it back up. And we know that the model is kind of at an angle, so I'm going to make the chin go down kind of at an offset triangle right here. Now next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the center line. And the center line changes. If you have a person that is, say, looking at you dead on, then your center line is going to be dead center, obviously. Well, this person is not looking dead on. Instead, they're looking at an angle. So like this, the center line is going to be kind of like that right there. And this way, the person is actually looking downward like this. So the eyes are going to be looking like that. Well, she's not really looking down. She's more looking up and towards us. So the headline is actually going to be right about here. Center face will be right about there, just not as pronounced. Now the eyes are actually going to be curving up around the sphere. So the eyes are going to be kind of like that right there, because she is looking up and also kind of down at us. So she's like showing us the bottom of her chin. So first thing, we're going to determine how far apart her eyes are. And just from eyeballing it, I would say, no pun intended, but it kind of was a pun. It's going to be right about here. And you may notice that it's closer to the center on this side than it is this side. And that's because the way that we are looking at her with her head tilted, it's going to be like that. Now we're going to measure this, and we're going to determine how far apart her eyes are. So it's going to be right about there. And the same thing over here. So we're going to take that, pull it over here, and we're going to see that the edge of her eye kind of lays right about there. Now we can tweak this in a minute, but for the most part, that's where the eyes are going to be. Next is the corner of the nose. So halfway from the eye line, bottom of the chin, right there. Nose is going to be right about there. Halfway from the nose line to the chin, there's going to be the bottom of the lip. Okay, corner of the nose comes down, and we're going to curve it around with that line, and it's going to end right about there. Same thing over here. There's the corner of the nose. So using this, we're going to look at our model, determine where her nose is in relation to her face. Next, we're going to look at the mouth. Mouth right here, we already know bottom of the chin. We're going to line up the center of the eyes right here. There's the corner of the mouth, center of the eye, center corner of the mouth. Curves up. Kind of goes flat right around there and curves back down. Okay, and the eyes. We really made our nose too big, but that's okay. We will go back and fix that later. And then we go in and we define the rest of our lines. So at this point, yeah, she looks a little strange, but this is where we already have all of our basic shapes, and we go in and we fix everything else. We make it look more like the model. Okay, so obviously this is a very quick sketch, but it gives you a better understanding of how faces are structured. So your goal for today, I want you to try to look up pictures or find a person that you're sitting across from and try to draw that person. And I really want you to try to look at different perspectives. It's not really drawing it straight on like the typical drawing that we did last time, where it's just straight on, you're looking at them. Try to pick a different angle, something that somebody is looking at a side profile or something like that, something more along this line or something like this where you're looking at them in a different perspective. Try to do that and try to look at how the face structure is and how the person's looking. Try to capture that. Remember, break it all down into basic shapes. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to continue with our class, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. I'm going to try to be uploading all of my class lessons throughout the next couple weeks. Thank you all very much.